Wow. Wow. That was unbelievable. Kate Flannery.
So nice to meet you.
You are a gemstone for being here tonight.
Well, thank you very much.
Let's talk a little bit about Hollywood Press TV. I mean, it's about, I'm sure you've heard of us.
Well, I'm on MySpace more times than I'd like to admit.
Oh, so you're a MySpace addict too?
A little bit. I'm trying to get off it, but you know.
It's tough.
I'm trying to get off a few things.
Wow. This is gonna be like an expose with Kate Flannery. This could be great. So anyways, great. We were able to set this up, communicating through MySpace. We just bypassed all of the. There's usually a word right there. What do you think it would be? My go-to. There he is. On spot. There he is. I love him. That's why he's here. That's why he's here. Salt and pepper, guys.
Looking for a word like red tape.
Ooh, red tape.
Middleman.
Holy crap. We could use you more often. Wow, she's good.
Amazing. Amazing.
Kate, this is great. So what we want to do, I want to talk to you a little bit about your early career.
Okay.
How this all started. And you're originally from Pennsylvania, and I'm from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania.
Nice.
So growing up in Pittsburgh, to make the eventual trek to either sometime in New York, Chicago, LA, tell us a little bit about that.
She didn't grow up in Pittsburgh.
Well, that's true.
You're not that slow. I grew up in Philadelphia.
Point you.
I graduated from the University of the Arts in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I was actually a little bit hip to New York, but I was a little intimidated. I decided to study improv in Chicago. And it's so funny because there were so many great people in Chicago at that time. It was like one of the best times. Like I did a show with Jon Favreau. We did a show called Manson the Musical, and he was trying to get into Second City. Andy Richter was there. Dave Koechner. Amy Sedaris was there. Of course, Steve Carell.
Yeah.
Nia Vardalos. I mean, it was like a really wild time. Chris Farley had just left, so I took a few classes with him.
What is the mindset like whenever you're yet to have officially made it, as they say? So whenever you're all there in Chicago, I mean, were you guys just as afraid as I am? Like, oh crap, I might not ever make it.
Of course. That's not something you have to worry about, though. Look at this crowd.
Yeah,
right?
Look at that.
He's made it.
Thank you, guys.
Well, I also have to tell you, I waited tables for a long time. And so when I actually got to LA, I was here first, and then actually, after Chicago, I was in New York for 6 months. I was here for like a year and a half. I went back to New York because I did a show that went off Broadway from LA. Stayed in New York for a while, sang with a band, John Flansburgh from They Might Be Giants, had another band called Monopuff, and I got to sing with them, which was a blast. Total freaky, geeky, cult following, that kind of thing. But I feel like the work I did, I was always really, really proud of. Yeah. But it wasn't always monetarily great, and I wasn't always getting noticed the way I wanted to be. So I actually kept my restaurant job in Beverly Hills up until through first season of The Office.
See, now that is fascinating to me.
Yeah, well, I've had a lot of almosts, and I'm telling you, it's the worst is to just make that like, I'm never gonna do this again, and then the next thing you know, you're like digging your apron out of the back of your apartment, like, oh, okay. And it's kind of weird because, you reach a certain age, like nobody wants to be, the 40-year-old waitress, but, or the waiter. But the truth is that, like, I decided that it wasn't a punishment, that it was just like a way for me to kind of keep busy, and it was completely respectable, and I was like waiting on producers that I just auditioned for or had worked with, and, some of them would sort of grab my arm dramatically and say, don't give up, never give up, which kind of felt a little condescending.
And
but,
how did they tip?
Not bad. Well, not well enough. I'd like a job. But it's funny because I actually waited on like J.J. Abrams, and he remembered me when I just worked with him on The Office because he directed an episode, the Cocktails episode. Wow. So like really cool. And Harold Ramis, who didn't remember me, but I waited on him all the time anyway. There was a lot of people. It was actually pretty. I don't know. It's just kind of been an interesting kind of like I've been around the same people, but at a different level, like just sort of showing up. But I also have to say, I created the show, co-created the show, The Lampshades, which is a comedy lounge act. We did that like 14 years ago, and then we didn't live in the same city. We did it for like 2 years, and then we decided to do it here. And we've literally been doing it pretty much, every week for 4 years. Like, it's kind of crazy. It kind of took on this cult following, and we've gotten to go to Aspen to the comedy festival.
Oh, really?
And,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, am I answering your question? I feel like
yeah, of course you are. Actually, what people at home don't see is that directly right after Kate, I have a board, and it has things that I want to talk to her about in the first portion of the interview. She actually, based off of more or less one question, did you look at my notes beforehand? She just went through all of them. Kate Flannery's unbelievable. That was great. I feel like I don't even, in fact, you can make it easier on me. Just turn your head, see the next question, we'll be good to go. Autopilot.
Good singer. I'm not a bad singer. I don't usually sing without a wig on, but I'm not a bad singer. Is there another one? Yeah.
That's great. And you are a good singer.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you. It's funny to me because, I mean, like I said, I usually sing in character, so it's, you know, and even when I was singing with John Flansburgh, we were sort of characters. His wife Robin and I were like the backup singers, and we had a good time, you know. Crazy go-go boots.
Could we,
too many jumpsuits.
Don't you go there. You going there?
We could do, because now, are you Irish? Okay.
It's a great question.
Because I'm Irish, and I believe
I'm Irish.
Even Patterson is Irish as well, and it's almost St. Patty's Day.
Yes.
We could sing Danny Boy. I only know the first Oh Danny Boy.
I know that part.
I nail it.
You know what? You know what? Let's not.
Okay.
Because it wasn't working for me.
Is it on the card? Was that singing it on the card?
No, David, you just improv'd.
Wow.
Wow. That is amazing. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be right back after this. You can take a look right now at some of Kate's stuff from the aforementioned lampshades. Take a peek. I pointed back to the